Which one of the following is not a limitation of ecological pyramids? So you will have to identify three will be definitely limitations of ecological pyramids. Saprophytes are not given any place in ecological pyramids. Yes, it is a limitation of ecological pyramids. So this cannot be the answer. So I will mark it as L. It is a limitation. It assumes a simple food chain that almost never exists. Yes, this assumption is always there. It accommodates a food web. So because it assumes food chain, it never accommodates food web. So this is the answer. Let's rule out the fourth one. It does not take into account the same species belonging to two or more trophic level. Yes, so this is also a limitation. So answer is option number 3. Yes. So whenever you have not question, then read every option carefully and eliminate it. So the time required will be around 1 minute for such question. Read it thoroughly and devise a method so that you don't confuse yourself. Like in this case, every statement which was a limitation, I marked it with L. So there is not much to explain in this question. Saprophytes are not given any place in ecological pyramids. So what we see is PP. These are the abbreviations for primary producer, and then we get primary consumer, and then secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. And then usually the food chain ends here. So there is no place for detritivores or saprophytes. So this statement is a limitation of ecological pyramid. Then next one, it assumes a simple food chain that almost never exists in nature. So in nature, what exists is food web. Every chain is interconnected. So what we assume in our understanding is there exists a simple food chain, and this is definitely a limitation of ecological pyramid. It never accommodates food web. This is a wrong statement. Last option, it does not take into account same species belonging to two or more trophic level. The example which I can give you here is, supposing we have this is a plant which is the primary producer, then the primary consumer is a caterpillar, and the caterpillar is eaten by a bird, and then bird is eaten by a hawk. So this is one example of food chain. So we have primary producer, then primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. We can also have another food chain, example of food chain, in which the bird directly depends on plant. So it consumes the fruit or some seeds, and so this is, in this case, the bird becomes the primary consumer, not the secondary consumer. And then we have hawk. So this is also a food chain, valid food chain, and this one also. So it does not take into account same species belonging to two or more trophic level. So bird can belong to different levels. So because it usually considers one simple food chain, so this kind of clause is not possible in ecological pyramids. So that's all about this question. Thank you so much for watching my video.